What's going on, everybody? We are back at it like a crack addict. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make some bump stops for your Jeep. This will apply really to any Wrangler or pretty much any solid axle vehicle that uses a bump stop system. And this is for lifted vehicles. You want to add a bump stop or extended bump stops to ensure you don't bottom out and you're not getting your tire all up in your wheel well. I'm going to be imitating Metal Cloak's bump stop system, as it is a system that I've used in the past. And it's very easy to find similar materials to make your own on the Jeep. For the front, this is one of Metal Cloak's puck systems, or universal puck systems. And this is literally just a hockey puck from a bulk I bought on Amazon. So as you can see, they are very, very similar, similar size, and very similar material. So what we're going to be doing is drilling a hole out of this one so we can make them adjustable. And then for the rear, I'll show you what we'll be using here in a minute. So let's get started. We're going to take one of our hockey pucks. We are going to place our Metal Cloak puck on top. And we are going to trace the hole so we get this as centered as possible. Now, if you don't have a Metal Cloak puck like I do, you can always do this. Just get you a straight edge and just draw a bunch of lines straight across until you get somewhat of a center point. What you want to do is get you a solid piece of wood or something that you can drill into. Get a clamp, and you want this to be as flat as possible. So get this piece of wood as flat as possible and just drill as straight up and down as possible and as centered. Now I'm starting with a step bit just to get it started, but we will move to our drill bits here in a second. Okay. That just gets our hole started enough to where now I can take out my drill bit for a 1/2-inch drill bit. Now for your bolt to go through it comfortably, as you can see right now, you got to kind of force it in. And we don't really need to force it because it's going to be stacked on top of the other one that is going to keep it snug. You're going to want to get a 9/16 drill bit. This is the only one that I have, so let's not be judgmental because it'll get the job done. Okay. We are going to loosen our clamp. Perfect. Still tight enough with a 1/2-inch bolt where one stacked up, no issues. And as you can see, that is about as perfect as can be. So each one of these blocks measures a little short of 1 inch. Now I have a 2-inch lift, so for me 2 blocks should be enough per side. Now I did drill out the perches on my axles to a 1/2 inch when I was installing my lift in anticipation for installing these. So let's do that, and we'll get started on the back afterwards. Okay, so this is the setup that we have going on down there. So we have our 2-inch bolt. Now these are grade 5 with our grade 5 fender washer, our Metal Cloak puck, our hockey puck, and then a lock nut on the bottom. So let's get down there and show you how to install it. Alrighty, so you can do this with your suspension compressed if you have the same width that I do, which is a dual rate spring or a single rate spring. It would be easier if you took some pressure off of the spring, but I'm not going to do that just because these compress, so I can just push them through. So we have one. We'll push the other one through the top. Get those as lined up as possible. And we'll feed our washer on top. And our bolt. We actually have to feed through the top here. There it goes. We're going to grab our nut on the bottom. We're going to start threading it on. Of course, it's going to fall because, you know. Now, it's super helpful if you have one of these curved wrenches. And it is a 19 on this end, 19 on the nut. And then we have our ratcheting wrench up top, which is also a 19. So on the passenger side, it's a little bit more difficult just because we have a few things in the way. So what I do is I remove this bracket that normally goes in front. And then to get the nut up on there, what I'll do is I'll get our nut, which is inside, a little piece of electrical tape on the bottom, and that'll allow me to hold it in place while I tighten on the top or screw in from the top. Okay, and just like that, we have our 2 bump stops in on the passenger and on our driver's side. Okay, so I'm gonna level with you guys here, you know, out of full transparency. That video you just saw was recorded back in July. It is now November, so it's been a while. But I did not record an outro, and I decided that in this video we're just gonna do the fronts. I'll have the rear out for you guys here shortly also, but it's a little bit more involved, the rear, and I want to keep that on its own separate video. So anyways, here's the front. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope something you take on yourself. It was very easy to do, very cheap, and very quick. So remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.